Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today I am doing the next installment of my Love It, Pan It, Declutter It series. So today I am focusing on powder highlighters. So as I've said before, I have, split up the categories into subcategories. So within bronzers I have cream and powder, highlighters I have cream and powder, blush, cream and powder, etc. So, yeah, let's get cracking. I don't want this to be too long than my normal videos. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. That's all we can do. Make no promises. So first off is from Wet n Wild. It's the Hello Halo Blush Lighter in I Met Someone. So this is quite a reasonably priced one. It's under €10. They're no longer cruelty free, unfortunately, due to their selling in China, even though they say on the back that they are cruelty free. Packaging, typical Wet n Wild, flimsy packaging will probably break, let's be honest. They usually do. I find Wet n Wild and Essence are the two brands whose packaging still is subpar. I know they're budget, but so is Catrice and so is the likes of Elf, and they seem to be able to come out with packaging that's a bit more substantial. There's no scent this apart from a makeup scent, and as you can see, you've got two shades here. You've got kind of a peachy shade and a more kind of golden champagne shade. I suppose, yeah, I mean, one's supposed to be a blush really and the other is supposed to be a highlighter. They are then there. Give you a little swatch. Beautiful. Both beautiful shades, I have to say. I really do enjoy them. Get me towel out. So what do they say? Weightless texture, luminous glow, maximum colour with a seamless customizable coverage. So that's what they claim from it. Just for all of the ones coming forward, I typically will use something like this. It's a bit more dense, or something like this, a bit fluffier depending on the product, and sometimes even a sponge. This is one of those flocked kind of ones, but usually it will be after using one of these two, and I'll usually tap over just to diffuse it a little bit if I want to, if I find it was a bit too intense. So I've said with this one, I used a dense brush, or a lighter, fluffier brush, and I also used a stippled brush then for the blush side because I found that quite intense. So I used this kind of brush. If you can see, it's like a stippled brush, just again to diffuse it a bit. It's not as intense when you use, I find, a stippled brush when applying certain products like this, because if you were to go in really heavy with this, you'll just be, some people might love that, just really, really shiny. But yeah. So I've said both apply very easily, not overly pigmented and easy to blend. Looks so pretty on the skin, doesn't emphasize anything, and looks like a natural glow. So that's fantastic. I mean, that's what you, personally, that's what I want. I have more mature skin and very tired looking skin today, you can see, and I don't want to be highlighting my little wrinkles that are coming up around here and that when I'm putting on highlighter. The odd time I'll get a little bit of texture on my cheeks. I don't want it to be highlighting that. I just want to look like I have a healthy glow, and yeah, and I love it. If I'm applying highlighters, it'll come up here kind of around in a C shape. I'll put a bit down the nose, a little bit on the tip, and a little bit on the cupid's bow, typically where I like to put my highlighter. With all these as well, I had the exact same base on for everyone, the exact same powder. So I had the Max Factor foundation that's in my project pan, and the Charlotte Tilbury powder that's also in my project pan. They're both in my team project pan. So just so that they were all on a equal playing field, level playing field. That's what I was after. So yeah. So thoroughly enjoyed this. This is actually a love it. So I'm going to definitely keep on to this and enjoy using it. Wouldn't be able to repurchase or buy the shades because unfortunately they're not cruelty free, but I bought it. I'm going to use it. That is my first one. So next up is the Pixie Glowy Gossamer Duo. So this is a very hyped up product and very lauded product. A lot of people love it. I have the shade Delicate Dew. This is just under the €25 mark here in Ireland, so not too cheap in fairness. I know they say Pixie is drugstore, but I mean you can buy it in the drugstore, but I can buy Urban Decay in my drugstore as well, so that's not saying a lot. You get 8.3 grams or 29 ounces. Pixie is cruelty free. The packaging, quite a solid. I like it. Good solid packaging. I don't worry that this is going to break on me. I'm happy with the packaging on this. No real scent from it, and you have two shades then. You've kind of a pinky champagne and a more golden tone. So these are the two here. I'll give you a little swatch. So you can see that one here is quite deep and golden. So that would definitely be more of a summer shade for me, and even at that I'd be pushing it. This is definitely more my kind of speed. But I'm sure I could mix the two together during the summer, because I find even that might be a bit dark for me at this time of year, because I'm not tanned, you know. So I'd need to mix the two together, I think, for the summertime. I don't think I could ever wear this on its own. They say it is a luminous miracle powder. A miracle powder, lads. Oh, it's amazing. Lightens, brightens and adds the prettiest glow, all while looking natural on the skin. And think about that, look natural to you, lads. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm being a bit too picky. I said this is quite an intense highlight, and I said it actually emphasises texture for me. I just haven't warmed to it at all, and I was so excited. I had wanted it for ages. I found it to be a bit dear here in Ireland, but then eventually I went, you know what, I think they had like buy one get one half price in the Pixie stand in Boots, and I had wanted to try, I wanted to get a Pixie glow or Milky Mist, and I said, right, now's the time, let's try it. And yeah, I haven't been overwhelmed by it, I have to say. I'm going to keep it in my collection. I'm not going to declutter it at the moment. It's something that I might consider putting into a project pan next year to see if I can really spend time on it and seeing if I can find some way to love it. I find that if I put something into a project pan that I don't necessarily love, I'll either end up decluttering it, which is fine, or finding a way to make it work and enjoy it. So at the moment it's going in the Panic category, but it might end up in declutter down the line. Certainly not a love it, and I'm sorry if it's a favourite of yours, but it's just, for me, it's just too intense for what I like. Personal preference here, people. That's all it is. So yeah. Next up, Becca. Now I know Becca's gone out of business, but we can't really talk about my highlighter collection without talking about Becca, because, you know, just realised I've no ring light on. Be prepared to be dazzled. Oh, look at that. What a difference. My bags don't look as bad, actually. Maybe it does make a difference then. These are my Becca highlighters. These are the two I have. I have Opal and Champagne Pop. So typically they go for under 30, just under €30, but I got these separately in little kits, kind of. Were cruelty free, good solid packaging, no real scent to them. Now, I don't see much of a difference between these two shades. I'm just wanting to put them on. I suppose there is a bit. I suppose on the skin I didn't notice. That's one is darker than the other. Just very barely, I would imagine. Yeah, just a fraction of a shade. Yeah, I did say that actually, didn't I? Yeah, so there they are there. Very high shine again. Quite similar actually to the Pixie. If you can kind of see. Quite an intense highlighter, I would say. Which is why probably they were so popular, because so many people love an intense highlighter. I just don't happen to be one of them, personally. I said it's easy to apply and both out fairly okay. They're both pretty enough, but nothing particularly special. Overhyped, in my opinion. Controversial, I know. No, good. I'm not here to make friends, people. No, I really am. I'm really here to make friends. That's all I want to do is make friends. Please be my friend. Okay. So yeah, they're both summer shades for me anyway. I couldn't wear these in winter, I don't think. Maybe, no, they're both too dark for me for winter. So these would be summer shades, and they are going into the Panet category as well. So we have two more going into the Panet. As you can see, I already have pan in Opal, isn't it? Oprah, yeah. I picked up Champagne Pop this year just when I heard Becca was going out of business because I said I have to see what all the hype is about. Can you see the pan there? Oh, there she is. There she is. I had to see what all the hype is about. I needed to know. Curiosity got the better of me. Even though I knew I didn't love the other one, I thought, well, sure, look, a Champagne Pop is the second coming, so, you know, I have to see what that's all about. So I'm glad I got it, and I know, and that I'm not, you know, 30 years down the line when I'm in the nurse, I'm going, but I never tried Champagne Pop. It's my one regret in life. So, yeah. Next up, we have one from XXX Revolution. I'm contemplating doing a video on this brand, the bits that I have from it, because it's on the higher end of the scale of the Revolution multi-million thousandaire brands that they have. Jesus, lads, I mean, come on, stop now, stop it, stop it. You have enough brands now, you don't need any more. Because they're a bit dearer, I feel like I wish I had seen more videos and hadn't kind of spent my money on them, really. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. XXX Revolution, this is in the shade Reactive. It's just under 15 euros. You get 15 grams, which is quite a nice bit, 0.52 ounces. They are cruelty free. Beautiful packaging. To be fair now, they've done well with the packaging, but I think I've said this in other videos, I feel like they put more money into their packaging than they did into the product inside the packaging. Personal opinion. There's no scent to them, and this one is a kind of a pinky shade. I don't know if you can see there, it's quite, oh yeah, let's do it against a mirror, that makes sense. It's quite icy looking, I suppose, and quite thick and flaky, I want to say. Yeah, that's actually what I've said. I said it's glittery like icing sugar, and that's a very good description, Ruth. Well done. Jeepers, you're on the point that day. So there it is there. Can you see it a little bit? I'm going to turn off this light again because the highlighter seemed to look a bit better when I didn't have the light on. Oh, there we go. You might be able to see it a bit better. So yeah, I've said very powdery, pretty from a distance, but up close can see glitter sitting into lines and emphasising texture. So as the day went on as well, I felt like the colour faded and I was just left with the glitter, that the actual shade itself was gone. I don't know. I'm not loving it. It's very powdery as well. It's gotten everywhere. I said not sure. It might be fun for a very specific look. So if I was doing a fun pink look or princess look. When ever going to be doing a princess look? I don't know. But it might happen. And if it does, I'd be like, if only I had that highlighter, it would perfect the look. I don't know. Do you know what my thoughts are on this at the moment? Is I'm going to hang on to it for now. I'm quite heavily considering actually depotting it all together so that I can press something else into this palette, because it's a beautiful little palette. Very sturdy, very nice, beautiful mirror on the inside. I don't want to dazzle you. It's all the condensation from my hand because I'm sweating because it's roasting. In case this goes up later in September and you're going, what are you on about, Ruth? You were saying you have snow. No, this is at the start of September. I'm recording this, just so FYI. It's still very warm. But yeah, that's my thinking with that. Going to keep it around for another while, but if all comes to all, I might just scrape the product out, put it into a smaller pan, maybe just keep a small pan of it, like an eyeshadow pan's worth, and use this for something else because it's a beautiful, beautiful compact. I'd like to hang on to it. So we're putting it in the panette category for now. Next up is one courtesy of Jessica Brown and Taylor Wynn, because Taylor Wynn told Jessica Brown, I saw it on Jessica Brown, I went and bought it. This is the Jaycat Luxe Pro Powder Pearl Luminizer. This is under 15 euros. You get 42 grams, lads, 1.5 ounces of product. They're cruelty free. This is a big tub and it is so freaking messy. So I kind of use the lid. But like, this is what you're dealing with on top. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Yes, you can. Look at that now. These are just holes in the top of the plastic, and it is filled to the brim filled to the brim. It's so messy, so freaking messy. I have a Becca Hydro Mist Set and Refresh powder that has the net mesh in it, and I think when this is done I'll put some of this in here and that'll be it. It's a pale pearl colour, and it's like a pale iridescent micro glitter magical little thing. I don't even know really how to describe it. Again, I'm gonna turn on the light till we see if we can see. Oh, it's over here on this side, and it's just ethereal looking. I mean, it doesn't look like highlight like this side does. I don't know if you can really see. I apologise profusely. It's hard to show highlighters. Initial thoughts: loose highlight, messy packaging, beautiful subtle glow. No glitter, no emphasising textures, pores or wrinkles. Guys, this is beautiful. It's really beautiful. I just wish so hard the packaging was better. But I mean, look at all that. Now it's all coming off the edge of the packaging. It's going everywhere. But I'm putting up with it because the product itself is so beautiful. So beautiful. End of day, I said, so messy and annoying, and top doesn't close properly, which it doesn't. It's kind of hard to get it back on. Didn't last all day, but I didn't use a lot. I said if it's a Windsor shade, and I've actually pressed an eyeshadow pan. Did I keep it over here to show? I did. So I actually pressed it into a pan, this one here, to use it as a pan highlighter, but it's still very powdery and very... it's a bit messy still, but yeah, if I could, once I finish that Becca powder, or that Hydro Mist powder, I think once I put into that, I'll enjoy using this so much more, because it'll be so much easier to use. So the packaging is letting it down, but everything else about this product is beautiful. It just, if you're looking for an intense highlight, lads, this is not it at all, at all. But if you want people to look at you and go, oh, she's looking well today, isn't she? She must have got loads of sleep last night. She's got this beautiful, healthy glow. She's just oozing. Won't come across on camera at all. I'm trying to do it in person here. Yeah, I just really, really like that product. Pity about the packaging. That is my second love it, because I love the Wet n Wild one too. So yeah, that's a love it. Yay! Hurrah! I think we're seeing a theme there here with me though, that I'm not a fan, as I've already stated a couple of times, of an intense highlighter. Okay, let's get going. Ofra Classic Ofra Rodeo Drive. You know, we all know it. Managed to get a small one, which I'm thrilled about. I wish more companies would do blushes and highlighters in this size of packaging. This is just 4 grams of product, 0.14 ounces. They are cruelty free, but I'm not really purchasing them from them anymore at the moment. If you don't know why, sorry now if you can hear the neighbour's dog barking. He's looking to get in, I think, and they're keeping him out for a while. Ofra's owner, look it up online, just Google Ofra and their owner and some of the crap they're up to. So yeah, I won't be buying from them at the moment, but this, you know, I wanted to see what all the fuss is about, and I had bought this prior to that. I love their packaging. It's a great solid with a magnet kind of closing, and this is a magnet inside as well, so you can take that out if you wanted. It's a removable pan, which is brilliant. It has no scent. I would say it's a golden kind of colour, and I wouldn't say, can't see any glitter in it from my perspective. Let me get more because I still have some. Well, I suppose I could do it on the other hand. I have 2 hands. Imagine that. 2 hands. Jeepers. Can you see it? Can you see what I see? Kind of see it there. It's up here. Golden. Quite subtle actually, quite nice. As it goes on so easily and blends out like a dream. Looks lovely and no glitter. So yeah, it's technically I love it, but I won't be purchasing anything else in the company as it stands at the moment. So, you know, that's a bit disappointing because I would have liked to have tried more. We'll see down the line what happens with the company, and I know they've come out and said that the person did the things isn't in charge of the company anymore, but I don't know, I like to wait and see how things pan out before I go diving back in. Like for example, Charlotte Tilbury is now certified as being cruelty free, but I'm not going to rush out and purchase just yet. I want to wait until Christmas time to see if she's any pop-up shops that turn up in China and stuff like that, and see what happens from there. I don't write all companies off straight away. I put them on pause basically and kind of wait to see how it all plays out and how they deal with things. That's just my personal way of dealing with it. There are other companies that I will not ever support, ever, because they have shown themselves repeatedly to not be very good, kind, or nice people. So, and look, don't get me wrong, I know all businesses, they're business after all. Their goal is to make money, not make friends. But I have to draw the line somewhere, I suppose. Anyway, not what this video is about, as per usual. Going into the Love It category, yeah, enjoy it. So there we go. Next up is the Wet n Wild Loose Highlighter. I think it was a Halloween one. Moon Tears is the shade, under €10, 8 grams of product, lads. 8 grams of highlighter, loose highlighter, for the love of God. 28 ounces, no longer cruelty free. Oh, we're going to have a mess here now. I know we are. We're not too bad. Stupid sifter. Although it looks cool because it's got the skull as the sifter as well. But it's just so messy. So feckin' messy. And there's no scent to it. It's kind of a golden champagne colour, but it is filled with glitter, lads. Filled with glitter. Just, you know what? It's just not for me. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are like, put it all over my face. And I've said it before, I love glitter. I love it on my eyes. Not so much of a fan of it on a highlighter. You can see there, it's quite way more intense. Even though it's a similar shade, and maybe a bit lighter than the Ofra. You can barely see the Ofra there. But that's the Wet n Wild when they're glowing to the gods. So yeah, if you want to glow to the gods highlight, this is it. Looked awful on me, highlights texture, and just looks like a glittery mess on me. And I literally wrote down, good luck. Which in Ireland doesn't always mean, oh, good luck, best of luck to you. It means good luck, you're out of here, good luck to you. So that's exactly what I was saying. It's going, it's bye-bye. I'm decluttering it, I can't. I actually pressed this one into a pan as well, and I'll keep that one just to, because I have went to the trouble of pressing it into a pan. And again, it's like the other one, it's a bit messy, a bit powdery, and a bit still very intense. There it is there, but I suppose to do in case on occasion I wanted to glow and be glittery, then I have that there as a backup. So I'm going to declutter that and give it to my niece. She's a young one, she's starting to get into, you know, stuff like this, and I think glitter would be a bit of fun for her, and the packaging would be a bit of fun for her with her friends and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a definite declutter for me. That is going. Next up we have 2 more Wet n Wild highlighters, and that will be the end of the Wet n Wild ones. You've probably seen them because I've been pulling this palette out. This is a palette from Tarte, by the way, that I picked up on sale one year. But yeah, there is the 2 highlighters that I have. So I took them out because the packaging broke on them, so I depotted them and put them into this one. Petal and Blossom Glow are the 2 that I have. They're both under €10. As I said, they're not cruelty free anymore. Plastic was so flimsy I had to take them out. No scent on them, and one is a light pink and one kind of tint, champagne tint, pinkish, and the other is more golden. They are the 2 of them there. I'll give you a little swatchy. 1 and 2. So you can see that one's much darker and that's much pinker in tone. So again, for different kind of times of year. I'll use one in the winter and one in the summertime. These are, and I find these quite intense as well. These are kind of like the Pixie one, I want to say, and the Champagne Pop, quite an intense highlighter. I've said these are extremely shiny and intense. They can be tamed down a little bit, but they definitely emphasize texture. So if you're some of the softer some texture, or there's a lot of wrinkles or stuff like that, then this is going to emphasize it and make it look a bit more apparent. I said no glitter, but don't love them, and mainly because they do, you know, emphasize texture a bit. What I've said is I'm going to try and pan them both. One kind of in winter and one in summer. It's kind of the way I'm thinking of doing it. But yeah, they're not repurchases for me, and they're not Lovets. So those ones are going to be panned. Okay, so the last one I'm going to chat about is the Jouer, oh, can't get it open, powder highlighter. So I very luckily spotted this in a TK Maxx over here, and I was thrilled because Jouer is not a brand that is available over here. And this is in the shade Rose Gold. I reckon it's around under €10. It came with 2 little lip glosses. 2 grams, 0.07 ounces. You know what? I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. They are cruelty free to the best of my knowledge, and I thought it was such a pretty little compact as well. Oh, there's a little bit of plastic on it. Oh, I love when they come off. Beautiful little packaging on it. Really, really pretty. There's no scent to it. It's kind of a pinky gold sheen, I would describe it as. No real glitter in it. I've always wanted to try the shade Citrine. They didn't have that. That's okay. I was just happy to try out the formula, really. As opposed to, you know what I mean, once it was a shade that was within my spectrum of usability, shall we say. And there it is there. I said it's extremely pretty on. It blends easily and looks lovely on the skin. So, tick, tick, tick. You know what I mean? They're the boxes that I want when I'm using highlighter. I did worry that I had noticed the first time I used it that I used it on my inner corner as well, and I thought it burned a little bit. But the most sensitive eyes in the history of eyes here. So I tried it again another few times and there was no issues. So obviously that was just a one-off or something else that day that had irritated my eyes. It wasn't necessarily this. I said I love how it looks. And that it's a love it, basically. So this is a love it. So I'm very curious now about Citrine as to whether it'd be a good shade for me or not. Because I have enjoyed the formula and I love the size. If I could get Citrine in this small little size, I'd be in my element, because I just think this is the perfect, this and the Colourpop and the Ofra, they're the perfect size. We don't need big massive pans or tubs of highlighter. Well, I don't anyway. That's not fair, because I'm sure there's plenty of people out there and they only have the 1 or 2 highlighters in their whole collection. They're not people like you or I that have big collections. When I say you or I mean when I was here in the Project Pan community. That have, you know, like 8, 10, whatever highlighters in their collection. So yeah, I suppose that's not fair. You know what I mean? Someone with a smaller collection might be delighted to have a big pan of highlighter that they can work through. You know, each to their own. So there's this. Those are my highlighters. What do you think of my collection? Do you think am I missing some crucial ones? Please let me know. Do you have some of the ones I have? Do you agree with me, disagree with me? I'd love to know. I really feel like with highlighters, it's very much what you want to achieve from wearing them. Do you want to have a really beaming highlighter? Or are you looking for something a bit more subtle that just gives you kind of a healthy looking glow and just that little something extra to make you feel, you know, brighter or something? I don't know. For me, because of my older skin, I'm 42. And I find that I just need to be a bit more conscious of what I'm putting on and be aware of what highlights in a nice way and what highlights what I don't want it to highlight, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's, you know, I think everybody's going to be different in what they want out of a highlighter. But I do enjoy a highlighter, and I love that they've become so mainstream now. Every brand has 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 or 28. No, everybody's on board. And it is a part of my collection that I enjoy, but I'm very conscious now, having done this. I really know what I do like and what I don't like, and what suits me and what doesn't. I think, anyway. I think I've come to grips with that. But yeah, let me know down below what you think. And that's it for today. So what did I have? I've only 3 Lovets, which isn't a whole lot really. So the 3 Lovets were, throw the book down, the duo one from Wet n Wild, the Ofra one, and this beautiful one with the shitty packaging from Jaycat. And then my palettes are going to be the Pixie. Oh no, the Ofra was or the Jouer was a Love It as well. My apologies. So that's 4 Love It, and I have 4, 5, 6 palettes. Possible declutter, and 1 definite declutter. This tub of glitter. So not too bad. I'm kind of hoping with all my collection that max, and I'm talking max now in each category, I have 10. I'd love to get it down to 5 eventually. Ideally 5 would be good. But 10 is my max at the moment. I cannot let myself go over 10, and I have to work down into the 10 before I can even glimpse at another one, basically. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was of some use to you. But yeah, I'll chat in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye. Slán.